Oh, look, it was a pretty a bitsy game, I suppose, if you want to use a really bland term. Yeah, look, there was really we didn't get into any clear rhythm. We didn't get into any clear real preparation of control. Yeah, look, I mean, but expected. There was always going to be, some broken, I suppose, continuity during a camp of this nature, because of the nature of what we're trying to achieve in terms of, obviously trying to identify and look at combinations, look at players coming through. But yeah, look, the tempo has been quite high at training, so we expected probably that there would be a little bit of a flat spot in the camp, and probably today showed it.
How much did the physicality of Panama kind of contribute to the nature of the game as well? It felt like they really did a good job of disrupting your rhythm and kind of not letting you guys settle.
Oh, look, it's something we have to get used to. It's a reality in international football. You will find teams that will try to disrupt and break rhythm, and they did it well. They did it well today, and all credit to them. And we probably played into their hands a little bit. We weren't smart enough in slowing things down when we needed to, But look, out of all that, we got to see a few combinations. We got to see a few players that were on the process of being part of the national team, and so again, part of the global sort of perspective of this camp, I think, is what it's all about.
Is there any update on Tegan Micah?
Look, she did feel a little bit dizzy. That's why she came off, just as a precaution. But we'll probably know a little bit more when there is a bit better assessment. But yeah, it was just a precaution to get her off, to make sure that she doesn't doesn't get worse.
Did you plan on coming into today handing out 4 caps, or was it just sort of the way the game flowed? Was you again trying to see as many of those combinations as possible?
Was the intention? It was the intention to give a taste of international football to our next generation. It's always going to be a slow start. You can't just throw them in and expect them to be at their best. But they showed signs of quality. They showed signs of growth, and and also the most important thing is being around the group during the week, and that's been a plus for us going forward.
You talked yesterday at the pre-match about there being a few sore bodies after training. Do you think that maybe you pushed them too hard?
Probably. But we have to make the high rhythm. We have to make the high intensity part of the DNA, because this is what top international football is about, and they have to get used to this rhythm. They need to taste it. They need to feel it. So that they know that they can gauge that being at the highest level, they have to play at a high rhythm. They have to play at a rhythm that's beyond what they're used to, and we needed to introduce that during the camp.
I think it was Tegan who talked about trying to strike a balance between trying new players and new styles, but also getting that win. Was there anything in particular you think that tipped you over onto the former side? Do you think you experimented too much?
Well, that's for everyone else to judge. I'm pretty clear in where I want to go. I'm pretty clear in where this team needs to go, and if we don't use these sort of games to look at combinations, to look at possibilities, to look at new players, well then we're just going to be continuing to do the same thing all the time, and just pretending to make a change. We have to do it. We have to start it. And and I've said all along, we want to do it with winning games. Also, we don't want to be losing while we're doing it. But the reality is that you're going to have these situations when there are obviously new faces, new combinations, new ideas, new situations that because the magic sort of word is continuity, and when you introduce it with five training sessions or 6 training sessions, you're going to have that little bit of a dip, yeah. And unfortunately today was that in terms of not getting the result.
In terms of the surface, but then probably the facilities as well, what was your sort of impressions of hands-on Walker's venue?
Strange because I remember probably in the A League playing on a couple of ovals, but the surface was good and how do you say it in English, the welcome was fantastic, and look, I can see a lot more games happening here. It was a great little event.
And obviously the first time the side's played down here, I bet to have more than 10,000 fans turn out is a great result as well, for sure.
Absolutely brilliant, and we're very lucky that we've got a great following, and I apologise we didn't give them the result that they probably wanted today, but we'd love to come back and fix that.
Joe, we saw a lot of kids out, really loving the Matildas. Obviously, we often talk about the effect on young girls being inspired to play the sport, but there were a lot of young boys who were being pretty fanatical as well. How does it feel seeing young boys looking up to strong female role models in your team?
I think it's absolutely special. It's a real special brand. I've always said it all along. They're amazing role models, and they deserve to be looked at as role models because they're amazing athletes, amazing people. I've had the pleasure of working with a lot of the players through club and locally and internationally, and they are amazing role models, and it's brilliant to see a lot of young boys sort of looking up to the players as going forward as role models, as I keep on saying. Yeah, so it's great.
Final 4 questions.
Joe, despite the loss, I thought you did create quite a lot of chances. What was your impression of the attacking side of the game? Were you happy with the performance going forward?
It wasn't clean. I'd prefer it a little bit cleaner, but I can understand it because we haven't really worked in the attacking third a lot. We've worked a lot from the back into the middle, and it probably shows because of a little bit of the negativity always sometimes going back, which will become more fluid once we sort of start working a lot with the attacking third. So it was a little bit. It wasn't clean. We created, yes. Probably a lot of the creating was probably through, more being aggressive in their build up, but yeah, look, it's definitely an area we need to work on, and we need to probably find the right combinations in the attacking third at this stage. Yeah.
Follow up and then Paletti.
One thing I did notice, a lot of free kicks you were playing short, particularly like with the wet weather. I thought maybe you could whip a few balls into the box, try things out a bit. Is that a direction from you? You like to keep hold of possession?
Yeah, we've done a lot of work on set pieces. We've done a lot of work on more the principles of set pieces. And today we put a little target to try to play short, just play what you can see. So we're trying to vary it a little bit. So yeah, it was probably a little bit overdone. But look, as I said, we need these games to try all these little sort of things that'll give us the ammunition and the tools going forward.
Paletti, and then final question to Ben.
You talked about the idea of building fluidity and continuity throughout the midfield. We saw the first game against Slovenia, it wasn't great in the midfield. Second game looked a lot better. Third game sort of struggled again. How much do you put that down to sort of I guess, from what I saw at least, was sort of a very fluid nature in the midfield in terms of everyone sort of jumping around different positions, but also just the coming in and out of the starting lineup of all the different players throughout this midfield?
Yeah, look, it's always going to affect the situation. Obviously, the changes and the different profiles of players was always going to change it. Obviously Chloe Lagazo, Berryhill, is that where I'm at the moment? I keep on forgetting. Her first game back. Alana Murphy also, giving her an opportunity to see how she goes against this sort of opposition, and obviously Chidiac. I thought the first half we probably got a little bit long. Our distances in between didn't give us that security to play through, and there was a couple of turnovers in the first half, which we fixed in the second half a little bit. But again, yeah, it's definitely personnel. And probably, too many rotations, too many changes today. Maybe I don't know, but it was planned, and it was something that I'm actually quite proud of.
Joe, obviously Slovenia pressed quite high, Panama pressed high at moments, but we're a bit more settled, kind of happy to sit a bit deeper. At this stage of your tenure, with the team where they are at the moment, how important is it to get exposure to a variety of different defensive setups?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, a lot of the work that was done under pressure, man on man against Slovenia, and obviously the personnel probably helped that. And today, they were trying to get us on the blind side when we tried to change the point of attack, dropping off a little bit more. But again, there was some good moments, and we just now need to learn how to understand all different types of approaches. And you're spot on. The more we get exposed to that, the more I can give players that, and the more we can use our base to go forward, we'll be better for it.